We are here in Davos, the largest ski resort in the Alps, at an altitude of 1,560 meters, famous for hosting the World Economic Forum. Today, my colleague Michele and I take you hand in hand to discover the science scene in Davos. Should I film you?
Bene.
Hello,
Hi.
Jeff. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Sara.
And thank
Really nice
you
to meet you.
for bringing us around.
Yeah, you're welcome. We'll have a fun day.
Our first stop, the AO Courses, a training congress for everything connected to bone surgery. The AO Foundation has a long history. It began in 1958 with Swiss surgeons who created an association to study osteosynthesis, a surgical procedure for treating bone fractures.
In the 50s and before, if you broke your main bone, your long bone here, your femur, you would end up going into a bed for months and months under traction, so pulling the bones apart, pulling the tissues apart, which actually was the worst thing with our hindsight and our knowledge now, because it doesn't help the healing. And at that time, 60% of the people who had this femur fracture never went to work again. So think of the insurance costs. One surgeon started it, Maurice Muller, and he started looking around what was going on in the world and went to visit places like Belgium and saw a surgeon who made a small implant with screws holding it in to fix the plate on his patients. And he thought, this is great stuff. You're actually not doing traction, you're doing reduction and pushing the bones together and the tissues together.
The opposite, actually, of what they used to do.
In December, the foundation hosts its annual courses with 1,500 attendees from all over the world. Over 2 weeks, they exchange knowledge and learn about the latest technological innovations. From digital training tools to 3D printed fracture models for rehearsing operations and sensors to supervise a patient's healing progress.
What's that?
So this is the shard. This is a live operation on a cadaver with surgeons, and they're doing real x-rays and so on. They're showing it to this crowd around here. Plus, it's going online around the world, everywhere now, and it's been recorded so we can use to teach people.
The surgeons who run and teach the courses here are all volunteers. We do this alongside our job. We have a main job in the hospital where we take care of patients, but because we are so enthusiastic, we volunteer as teachers.
Since the AO Davos Courses began in 1960, the AO has trained over 1 million surgeons and nurses.
We are the pediatric group that has 4 days learning all about how to fix or treat pediatric fractures. And this particular session is a workshop on how to treat a very common fracture in children, which is a fracture at the elbow called a supracondylar fracture that involves the lower end of the arm bone or the humerus.
So you want to put one perpendicular to the shaft and one parallel. The faculty members that I've joined are exceptional. They are leaders in the field, and they have an ability to connect the students. And there's always going to be controversy depending on where you are from regionally. So it's nice that we all come from different regions, but we all seem to come together to be able to say and come to a consensus about how we are going to be managing these patients.
So how is your experience here? What's special about being here for you?
To be honest, it's really great hands-on. We have a great faculty. When you compare other people that comes from different countries, and they have different approaches, and it's a good space to just brainstorm some ideas and new approaches.
We have just left the Davos Congress Center, where we spent an intense morning at the AO Courses, together with many surgeons from all over the world. And now lunch is finally waiting for us. What do you say, Michele?